Hey, what's up, bookworms? We are back today with a very special cover reveal for the final book in the ℚ𝕤𝕤𝕣𝕠𝕜 saga, which is going to be Shadows Upon Time by Mr. Christopher Ruocchio, which happens to actually be on this conversation with us here. Christopher, how are you today?
I'm hanging in there, man. It's been a busy couple of months, but we're almost there. So thanks for having me back.
Well, first, I want to thank you and Dahl for actually letting me be the one to reveal this, because I heard there was a lot of competition for this cover reveal, and I'm happy to be able to do it. I just got to ask you, are we getting to the bittersweet point here? You're almost done writing it. How far you got left to go before you're done?
I got about 5 chapters left to go. By the time this airs, that should be much closer to 0. But we're recording on the 8th. Doing this a little bit early, but because I also my daughter is due next week, so things are a little bit crazy. I suspect I will lose. I think the baby's going to beat me in the race here, but my paternity leave will start a little bit late because I gotta get the book in. I actually already delivered what I have to my editor, and so he's starting and he's chasing me now. So I have to get the last couple chapters in, which sometimes it's how you have to do it. This is, I think, the second time I've had to do that on this series. So,
are you feeling kind of bittersweet? Are you having a tough time saying goodbye to anybody or anything like that?
no, it's weird, right? Like a lot of that stuff affects me when I'm not working, but when I'm actually like writing in the moment, I'm just there, right? And so, it's not hard to get stuff out because I'm close to the end. It's actually kind of exciting. There's always been this sort of like momentum pickup towards the end of a book for me, where the word counts get better day by day, right? So I've had a lot of 3,000 word days in the last week as I've been sort of going through things, but I have already eaten the sun. That has happened. So I am like literally writing, not quite the
Spoiler,
return,
everyone.
but people knew that was coming. But I'm writing the sort of falling action now, and that's a little bit of a different tempo. It's a little bit different, but it's been a long time coming. So,
All right, well, guys, I know that you're very, very anxious. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and do the cover reveal for Shadows Upon Time now. Exciting stuff, everyone. So, Christopher, I guess my first question is, do I have to read Disquiet Gods to understand where you came up with the name Shadows Upon Time, or is it just a clever use of words?
I don't think you have to read Disquiet Gods to get it, right? It's although if you do, the symbolism might come a little bit more clear because there's references to sundials in book 6 symbolically, which is what gave me the idea for the title in this case. Just because Sun Eater has always been about this one guy, right? It's been about Hadrian and the sort of shadow he casts on history, right? As all sorts of great figures in history do, men and women alike, and so the image sort of recommended itself to me with this title. This title is one of the older ones. It's been around for a really long time. So, like I said, before the cover reveal, this one's been a long time coming. Book 7 really was like the original idea, and so I've been kind of working towards, the sun eating, right? That's what the series has always been about. Has been this particular battle that we're working towards here at the end of the book and at the series, and so it's a bit strange to finally arrive where I started when I started thinking about this story, 10 plus years ago, but it's almost time. I think we can also tell everybody that the book will be out on November 18th of this year. So that will
No
be
kidding. I thought it was being pushed next year, man.
No, we're gonna keep it
Crazy.
together. That's why I am, working to get everything done. I'm working with DJ Butler again. He's editing the book. He edited book 6. Daw thought it might be better to just bring him back since he's done all of his homework. He's up on everything, particularly the penultimate book. So I've got that sort of same team I had on book 6 in a lot of ways, as far as the editing goes. And so it is also the longest book in the series. Even after we edit it, it will still be the longest book in the series. The first draft, when it is done, will probably be about 430,000 words. So that's a proper Sanderson-sized novel. God help me. But by the time we edit it, I'm hoping we can get it down to around 350.
How many pages or how many words was Disquiet Gods?
284 in the final draft, so it's substantially longer.
In case people are wondering why I said that, I am waiting to do book 6 and 7 together. I like to do that. I like to, when it's the last 2 episodes of a TV series, I like to watch those last 2 together. So I'm getting myself into some Tad Williams length kind of books here.
Well, I'm trying to get it down under. So Disquiet Gods is still shorter than any Game of Thrones novel. Actually, the shortest one I think is the first one at like 293,000. But book 7 will be closer to Storm of Swords. I think that's like in the 350, 360 range. Right now it's longer, but my goal always is I tend to overwrite and then to cut back. I find cutting a lot easier than growing books. But I think when people hear that, they're like, "Oh no, you're taking book away," and that's a substantial amount of words. But when we cut Disquiet Gods, we cut something like 50,000 words out without cutting a single scene. We actually added a whole chapter in revision. We managed to cut so much like rambling for me, right? That was a step Dave and I did that we had not done on previous books. And so I am really looking forward to doing that because this book is very long. This book nearly killed me. This is the first time it's taken me more than a year to work on a single book ever. And that's a long time. It's a long time to doing the same thing. But I'm really excited about it. This is, like I said, it's the longest book, but it's also the biggest in terms of stuff going on, in terms of impact to the universe, all that stuff, right? And there are a lot of pieces moving. We've got the ℎ and the Aliens are in play, the Watchers, about whom I will say nothing else. But there's also imperial politics. We've got sort of the court intrigue dynamic back from book 3 in particular. A lot more of that here in this last book. And just a lot of weirdness, a lot of familiar faces, characters who, might not have been around for the last couple of books are back. Characters who were around in the last couple of books are still here. It's the biggest Sun Eater book for a reason. There's a lot going on, a lot of things I needed to wrap up, and a lot of questions that I needed to leave actually unanswered, leave open, because this will also this will be the last Sun Eater book for a minute, but the universe is not done. I am not done writing Sun Eater stories, but I am done after this book with Hadrian, at least insofar as I know. And so this will sort of conclude his story, but the universe, as with our universe, will go on without him. So
y'all heard it here first. Hadrian dead. There,
yes, completely.
You just said it. So let's talk about the actual art here. Obviously, beautiful. Yeah. What I always say: never judge a book by its cover unless it's awesome. And your cover artist has just been amazing with this. Has it been just like a pleasure working with Kieran? Is he getting exactly your vision on the artwork here?
Oh yeah, man. No, Kieran's the best. Kieran's a pro. And this is probably my favorite of the bunch. He keeps outdoing himself. But I've worked with him on every book now since book 2. He took over. Sam Weber did book 1. And he's done some of the special edition stuff with my friends and Write Books over in the UK. And so I worked with Kieran now. It's been 6 years, I think, between these and some of those other projects. And he's just the best. So Hadrian finally got the Kieran treatment on the cover here. So we had Hadrian on book 1, Hadrian on book 7, and sort of a full circle thing going on there. And I think he just nailed it. I think it's great.
I think Kingdoms of Death is still my favorite, but this is like knocking on its door, man. This is really, really rad.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with the Aliens. Like, totally get that. Before is a good one. But
so for collector's purposes, I got to know, now that you're back with Daw, will we be getting a re-release of Disquiet Gods? So these all match in size and shape.
Yes, yeah, that is on their to-do list. Bonus announcement, I guess. They will be putting out reprints of books 4 and 5 in March. I don't have an exact day for that. I don't think they have an exact day for that. Reprints tend to just be a little bit more informal. It'll just go out when they have them. But by April, you should be able to pick up books 4 and 5 if you are missing those. They've been out of print for a minute. 6 will probably follow. They just put out the paperback of book 6, so it'll probably follow closer to the release of book 7. But I believe the plan is that by the time book 7 comes out in November, on the 18th of November, that you'll be able to purchase the whole series in hardcover if you want to. If you're waiting for the paperback of book 7, however, you'll be waiting until next year. It's pretty normal in traditional publishing for the paperback to
And
follow
that's when
a
they'll put
year
out
after
the
the
complete
hardcover.
sets on paperback, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everything will match. By the end of next year, when the paperback of 7 comes out, you'll be able to get matching hardcovers and matching paperbacks. The problem after all these years will finally be solved. You can get a matching set. They actually they've been retooling the jackets too. So if you have a first printing, the spines don't perfectly line up; they're close. But they've been as they've been doing these reprints, they've been tweaking things just a little bit to make sure everything really totally matches, which is really nice. Is really little bit of extra attention to detail there from the publisher,
Good. You need
which
to call
is
your friends over at Bain and let them know to do that with Larry Correa's series that he just finished. They all match perfectly except book 1. The font on his name is different.
I will mention it.
I'm sure Larry's noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's told him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Got to make sure that everyone's shelves are protected.
All right, last question. Do you have an interesting dedication to this, since we're on the point of Larry Correa here? Because he had a very, very interesting dedication with his final book in his series. Do you have a special dedication in book 7, or is it going to be
Not anything so bold as Larry there, but like I mentioned, my second little girl is born between the time of our recording this and the time of everybody seeing it. So this book's probably for her, since the last one was for her sister.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, man, this has been a hell of a ride, and I know I may know what you've got coming next, but when you get to talk about what's coming next, man, I'm very excited to tell that story. And if you want to come on here and let everyone know about it, man, I would love to have you back.
I would be delighted, because plans are in motion for the next thing. I think I can say at least that much. But I want to mention too, before we go, if you want to pick up a signed copy of this book, you can do that at quailridgebooks.com. Quail Ridge Books is my local independent bookstore. And if you just pre-order the book through them and say there's a comment section during checkout and say, hey, I would like Christopher to sign my book, I will personalize them as well, but I'm just doing names, just, to Stephen, to Stephanie, whoever you are. I would be happy to sign those for you. They probably won't come into the store until release week, so you might not have them on the day, but I will sign them for you. They will ship them to you wherever you are in the world. You don't have to limit yourself to the new book too. If you want to get any of the books, I'll be happy to take care of them for you. That's quailridgebooks.com. Help support my friends here in Raleigh.
And I can confirm, no matter what you ask him to make the dedication out to, he will do it, because I am a golden god, everyone. So, hey, thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited for you. This is a great time, and obviously very excited. Another baby on the way, man. Now that you're getting the lesson that I've been telling you, kids don't care about what you got going on. They will always wreck your schedule. So very excited for you guys, and I know it's going to go really,
No,
really
that's the
great.
truth. No.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, and hopefully I'll put the pre-order link down below. Like you said, make a dedication and make it really, really funny, because I would love to see the best one. So thanks for joining us, and we will talk to you there.